In this video, I'm going to take you through my 4 exam day predictions for the CIMA operational case study examination for the November 2024 up until the February 2025 sitting. My name is James, welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my free CIMA videos to help you become qualified. If you click in the description of this video, you'll be able to actually access and download my exclusive notes I will take you through in this video. And I'm also delighted to say I'm affiliated and associated with Astranti, where again, if you click the links in the description of this video, you can access their money back guarantee mocks, also a free text and other fantastic resources I would be using if I was in your shoes to pass your case study exam. And for pure transparency, as ever on the channel, if you were to click any of those links, I would be entitled to a small fee, which goes to actually keeping the YouTube channel going. And as ever, a massive thank you for all of your support, because we're now on to CIMA videos, onwards from ACCA. So pen and paper at the ready, because area number 1 that I think has a very good chance of coming up is all to do with cash flow and working capital management. This is area of the core activity F, if you'd like to have a look on the screen now. Again, if you've got these copy yourself, feel free to actually make some notes. I've done plenty of them on here, so you don't have to. And what this is relating to is, first of all, the actual managing, control, impact, and short-term finance of the business. So the first key area, I'm going to come down to page 21 for your notes. Again, follow it on the screen. Is the statement of financial position as at the 30th of June 2024, where you can see where my mouse is on the right hand side now, where the business in 2023 had a overdraft of 345 million, and then in 2024 actually has gone into a positive cash flow position of 314. So a much better cash flow position in 2024, better working capital management. And this is shown, as you would expect, in the cash flow statement. Those two figures with a net increase in the cash and cash equivalents. The key figure for your notes is 659 million on there. That relates to page 21 and 22. And the other key aspect, which I'd love to see in students' work, that again, if this was to be tested and a little sort of insight nugget that could really help get your points and marks in the exam, just to bolster it up, is referring to the senior management team who is actually directly related to the cash flow and working capital issues, which in this case is the finance director, Hilary Seck, that you can see on the screen now. So she's the second one down, very experienced, qualified on there. And if we come down to the actual key team, we have Hilary Seck, the finance director, and another fundamental note not to make a mistake for your case study exam are the other elements of the finance team. So key names to get down there. Leo Lane, we have some finance assistants, and critically as well, I think it's actually got another reason for it to come up, is because if you're sitting this case study exam, I was going to say we are the finance officers. You are one of these ones, as you can see on here on the diagram, who reports to Hilary Seck, the finance director, and cash flow and working capital management is a key area they love to actually head on to and get you to go into more detail on. So that is area number 1, cash flow, working capital management, core activity F of the syllabus. Now, area number 2, key thing for your notes, products in development. Now, why is this important? Head down in your notes to page 26, because we have a full-on actual sort of breakdown, extracts, meeting minutes on here of, as you can see, products in development. Now, the key things for you to get down here are that Char Greco, the actual distribution director, was not actually present. And I'm thinking to myself here, hang on a second, if I was in this business, products in development, I would pretty much want the distribution director to be there to say, hang on a second, is this a credible idea? Is it actually going to be reasonable on there? Can it be put into practice? So Charles Green actually missing from the meeting on there. And as you go through, we've got the pet product, Modis, cycle backpacks, cabin bags. There's actually not one product that sort of stands out as a, wow, we've got this really well done. And the thing what the directors have said actually in the pre-C materials is they've ploughed in cash flow and time, effort, resources in the past, and it's not actually materialised into some better products going into the portfolio and the range that has really attracted more customers on there. So there's a lot of risk behind these 4 potential products in development. And you can see on my notes there for number 1, for the actual pet bag on there, we've got it sounds promising, pending the actual supplier agreements. The Modis one, actually not looking so good. Cycle backpacks, actually lacking confidence in the product at the management level. And again, another possible fail. And the cabin bags as well, there is opportunity there. However, it's a highly competitive market. So again, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. They've got a lot to work on. And you've got to think, well, we've been given this in the pre-C materials, so it is going to most likely be an area that you should be referring to, or we could get some new information on the case study exam day. In terms of the core activities, I've listed them down on there. You can see on the right-hand side, and this would fall under, in terms of the products in development, I would say core activity E on there, preparing information to support short-term decision making. Now that is absolutely key in terms of the actual strategies of the business. Again, it can overlap into cash flow management, all different areas that you can see from my notes where I've underlined the key terms. These are aspects that I would be referring to directly, along with the bits in blue as to those senior board members on the management board who are accountable, and when you're creating your answers on the exam day, please refer to them by name and be specific to which area you are holding them account to. So that is actually products in development, page 26 on there for my topic area 2. Now we come on to area number 3 now, which is variance analysis and potentially getting, again, I don't have a crystal ball on these things. If I did, I would know if my team, Leicester City, were going to get relegated this year from the Premier League. But just come on to the figures on here in terms of the actual budget information for the year ending 30th of June 2025. Now the first thing that the alarm bells are ringing to me there is, right, they've given us so many dates. We've been given 2023 figures, 2024 figures, budget figures for 2025. So variance analysis could come up on there. Now, as we know, there are not going to be in-depth calculations or structured calculations that you're going to have to do, but potentially a simple sort of, well, hang on a second, have we got an adverse or favourable situation here? And we've been given some sort of gross profit margin calculations. You can see from my actual workings on here that we've got lots of different areas in terms of the standard costing, sales revenues on there. Again, plenty to go at in terms of core activity area B now. So I'll come back down again. This is all about preparing budget information and assessing its use for planning and control purposes. In other words, we could get something in there for a bit of, well, are we better or worse off? And I think it could be on the lines of maybe separating out the revenue or the costing on there. The other tiny factor just to be aware of, I've put it in my notes on the side here, careful with the different units because we've got some in terms of volume. So that's on a unit basis. We've got some percentages on there in terms of gross profit. And then obviously, of course, we've got dollars for the actual cost of the raw materials and the labour. Whilst we're on that, in terms of actual variance analysis with a few little figures, we were actually given, we've been given the gross profit margins down there. And I was thinking to myself, well, you're not going to be asked any major long calculations, but a sort of simple operating profit margin, net profit margins, you can see on the left-hand side there, nice and easy to do, and you could definitely apply those in your answers. It's only going to impress a marker on there. So number 3, variance analysis. We might be given some actual figures to compare them to for 2025, linking into some ratios on there, easy peasy calculations that, again, you could quite easily do on the exam day. Area number 4 now, sales, marketing and production. So let's break it down to where are the key areas for this now. So first of all, for your notes, it is page 17. And this is all about the production costs being cheaper in Asia. This is one of the things that the company is actually struggling with at the moment, that they manufacture all of their products in Holland, which we'll actually come on to just in a second when we talk about the sales. But lots of the competitors manufacture in Asia, lowering those unit costs. And again, from a strategic decision-making, classic case study, CIMA situation, you might be given more information as to how we're going to actually deal with that from a production basis. And again, refer to that senior director at the management level who would also be accountable to be a part of the decision. Then we come on to page 18 now. I know there's quite a lot of pages in the pre-seen materials on there, but it's relating to the sales. Now have a look on the left-hand side. You'll see in my notes, key paragraph, key points here, and the things you've got to have in your arsenal going into the case study exam day. We're looking at what's that? The second paragraph down. Retailers account for approximately 60% of back office's revenue, and the website accounts for approximately 40% on there. Again, that's just so that you have an idea in your head going into the actual case study. What is the breakdown currently of the stats? I've also put in there Tony Guthrie is the accountable area of this in terms of what we're talking about in terms of the website. And then the other key paragraph I've got down there is currently 70% of back office's sales are to customers in Holland, which is in Western Europe, and that is either through the website or retailers. 25% of the sales are to other countries in Europe, and then remaining 5% are sales in Asia. Again, you can see now how it's confined into those particular European markets. But when we come up to now having a look at the sort of marketing strategies behind that when you have a read through the actual products on here and check out some of the other videos on the channel that can help you out, they have got massive opportunity in terms of the actual scalability of the business. Now, there is one mistake area that you have a look on the right hand side there, the market for backpacks, the global market for backpacks. We're talking in the billions there. So the global market for all backpacks in 2023 was 17.2 billion on there, billion. And this is where they've not even had any sales in the North America market, 5.71 billion. Again, it's just to reiterate, back office could look in your, well, you could quite easily make it a point in yours that the North America market is nearly a third of the global, well, it is a third of the global market. I've done the calculation on there for you. And then coming down to the final area of the pie chart, finding actually where actually back office is classified. So back office is classified as one of these companies at the premium end of the market. So back office fits in the medium-sized European market brand, but they've got such scope to maybe go into the large global backpack brand. These are the things from a marketing perspective. Again, refer to that management, the senior management team, because there is so much opportunity out there. We can see it in the company background information where they've had an actual celebrity wearing the products and goods, which has stimulated demand. You can see it on the side here, actually them advocating for the product. Keyword here that all featured all of back office's products in the article. They're not just highlighting one or two. In other words, there is great scope for the products. However, there are a lot of risks currently at the moment with the prototypes, which when I read this through, I kind of went, well, why don't you just stick to what you're good at and make it even better on there and maybe scale it out globally rather than trying to diversify across a range of areas that you can go through and have a look through the notes on here, and it will take you through the different costing aspects, especially when back office are a Harlan-based company. That is one of the key things. With the final note to make, it was founded in 2015. It's not a recent startup. It's well established on there by Arlo James. Again, refer to his expertise, that he's a product designer by trade, company based in Holland, high value brand. And this is where they should maybe focus in a bit more, linking it back to those strategic points I touched on at the start, which you need to develop and demonstrate in your case study exam. Well, that takes you through my 4 exam day predictions on there. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but let me know in the comments what you think. How are you getting on with your preparation? Again, if you'd like to download these notes, click the link down below along with those other Astranti links. They're definitely going to help you to pass. And make sure you subscribe, because I'll see you on the other side now for a video. So make sure you click another video above me and best of luck with your exam. So thank you very much.